what is the first thing that any police officer or investigator, detective, whatever, would do?
So, do you think there's motive there?
Yeah.
I think there's more motive than I've ever seen in my damn life.
I definitely was not in the camp of wanting to even like go there at all. Yeah, we'll actually put the vigil videos up soon too.
Yeah, she did an amazing job. It'll probably be the best thing that anyone's ever seen on our channel for sure. Better than anything I've ever done. So, in her defense, it's as a model.
Yeah.
But she clearly had humanitarian efforts and foreign interests and stuff because she had her
an organization.
By then, she had her organization.
Yeah, she had a nonprofit in Romania, and it was an orphanage. An orphanage for kids, obviously. There are different rumors swirling around about that, and I have not found anything to substantiate any of that, like, completely yet. So I am still looking into that at this time because there's, rumors of trafficking.
Yeah, when people have heard where it comes from or it stems from, anyway. Aside from the one interview, there is the person that claims that they were trafficked in that situation. I think there's a second one that claims to know information about it that's from there. But the main thing is that there was a certain military figure, a general, I believe, who she worked with on things a few times, and he was implicated in some bad stuff on his own. Mm-hmm. So I think people are conflating that, basically.
Yeah.
From what you found, too.
I think so, too. Yeah,
I can't remember his name, but
I would agree with that. But, so, just to be very basic with it here, okay, she's his wife. She's obviously been in this life for a long time. She knows all about the ins and outs of how to run a company. She knows every in and out of Turning Point. She knows and is connected in many ways to different foreign governments and our own government. And she has the ability to contact people and be in close, conversation with people that the average person would not have access to.
Yeah, that's means and opportunity, really.
There's definitely means there. And yeah, definitely opportunity because there's many different angles that if you really were that woman that wanted her husband, bumped off so you could take over the company or whatever, there's many different angles that you could go from to have it done.
I have a question for you since you studied the anti-trafficking thing. Well, number one, is Romania actually kind of a hotbed for trafficking?
Absolutely. Organ trafficking and human trafficking of children.
Okay, so I will give her that. A lot of people say, oh, that means that she's doing that. No, it also means that someone who cared would go there and try to help these kids.
Yeah.
But what I would ask you is if you were, okay, she did it with the military. A lot of people are weirded out that she put them on military bases and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know the reason for that. Maybe it's a temporary fostering thing. I don't know.
I'm looking further into that still. So
yeah, it's really hard to find information from this. And that does kind of back up your idea here. It's been scrubbed. Everything about her family is scrubbed. And I know it has because I looked at it a couple weeks ago and then all of a sudden, it's gone. The link's 401 error. But what I was going to ask you is, would it be normal or advised to take those kids that are in Romania and place them in Israel where they've been in a conflict for so many years, and whether you're on the West Bank or not, there's missiles, there's attacks, there's violence. Like, is that a good place, even though it's an ally?
Absolutely not. From a trafficking, an anti-trafficking standpoint, and a child abuse prevention, and all that. I mean, I know people that have, they do international works with different countries involving moving children when it's needed to safe houses. There is a protocol that you have to follow for that. It's very similar to the protocol of CPS coming into someone's home to investigate. It's similar in a lot of ways. And one of the first and easiest questions that you would be asking when you're figuring out where to move these kids to would be, okay, where are they going to be the safest? Right. Obviously, that's your main concern. And what area, what kind of access do we have to this area, that area, this area? What is going on with the government in that area?
Yeah.
What is going on with the politics in that area? What is going on with, the statistics for trafficking and whatnot in that area too? And
now, is Israel particularly high?
I cannot comment on that and say yes for sure. That's something that I would have to
But
look
you
up.
do know that
But
they've hid
it definitely
some PDFs.
yes, and it definitely happens there. It definitely happens there. I
Well,
mean,
to kind of push back on it a little bit, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Okay, so kids need to be safe, have them near military. Kids need to be safe, put them in a country that's allied with the United States, I suppose. And as
yeah,
far as getting in and out of there, it's an ally of ours, all that kind of stuff. But I'm with you that, like, it's a war-torn country.
yeah. I mean, I can
You know,
see that
at any
angle.
moment it could be
Yeah,
nuked.
I can
you
see
know?
that angle for sure. I mean, the military thing is more. I could, maybe be like okay with that more. But no, we're not going to take kids out of Cambodia and put them in Palestine. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah, it's not a good
we're
idea.
not gonna. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, well, dang, I have an in-between proposal, or not proposal, but idea as to what would explain that. Okay, her connections would have been military and stuff like that because of
Yeah.
her family and just who she's working with
Government.
on this. So that would be the easiest route for her. Maybe not the best for the kids, the easiest for her.
Yeah.
To make the commercials like she had, like X amount of kids were given gifts and X amount of kids were saved. But meanwhile, saved, you're putting them in a not so great place because that's where you have a connection to do it.
Yeah.
That bothers me a
I
little
can
bit.
see that being.
I mean, it doesn't mean that she's,
Doesn't mean she's trafficking kids.
and it doesn't mean she's unaliving people, right?
No, and it doesn't mean she's involved in trafficking kids either. Like like I said, I'm still looking into stuff about that, but I do not believe that is the case as of now. Now, as far as Charlie goes, obviously there's an age difference if you look into how they met, different things like that. There's some red flags there for sure that I could see if I was a cop that I would be, if I was a good cop and a good detective.